Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Chainsaw Man. This is Ruth, and my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? So, Chainsaw Man, we're about to watch episode 5, it aired just today. Last time, what happened? Last week we got episode 4, where I really like Aki in that episode, because I really like Aki when we had an episode 2, so I was excited to see him again, and it didn't disappoint me. He did this thing and said "kon," and it just instantly ended a fight. That was fantastic. He also spoke a little bit about how devil hunters kind of cooperate and make contracts with devils in order to finish devils, which is an interesting thing. Denji fought this god. What devil was it? I think it was like the leech devil, right? And I think he gained Power's respect, and more importantly, Power moved in with Aki and Denji, and she doesn't like vegetables, she doesn't flush, and she doesn't bathe. And I think she's a wonderful character, and I love her very much. We also got to see a little bit of a glimpse of Aki's team, so hopefully we'll get to see more of them today. And Makima is onto something. And one thing I want to say, though, is that last week I was wondering, why did Makima send Power to live with Aki and Denji? And I was trying to think of, like, because she knew that Denji and Power kind of, like, broke the rules, and then I'm like, okay, what is she trying to accomplish here by sending Power here? And something I didn't think about is that maybe she actually wants them to break the rules on some level. Like, she's trying to manipulate a situation in which, like, something that is, like, outside of what the rules are for the organization, for public safety, but it does help her personal gain. But we don't know what her personal gain is. So that could be a possibility. That's just something I didn't think about and only thought about it later. So that's the only thing I want to say. Beyond that, I believe we're ready to just start episode 5. I'm excited to watch a new ending that is probably not going to be as good as the Maximum the Hormone ending, but we'll see. Yeah, sure, let us begin. Patreon, check out the Patreon, link in the description below or the pop-up on the screen. You can support the channel and watch full episodes. I would greatly appreciate it if you did, because these episodes don't have early access, which means that I'm really doing it just because I want to watch the show. And just, yeah, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff that usually YouTubers tell you to do. Let us begin. So, Chainsaw Man, Season 1, Episode 5. Let's go. Oh! She got it! I thought last week that I thought they were smaller, but I was like, whatever, it's anime. She got him. That's cheating. Are there more layers behind it? Okay, that's it. What is he thinking? Oh! Yes! Realizing the futility of his dream. How it wasn't that much of a big deal. God, my nose is really itching. I think there's like one strand of hair that keeps making it itchy. I love that Denji was like, that's it. Because, like, I've been saying, like, the dream is to touch boobs, but that's not actually the dream. That's just what he thinks the dream might be, because I found the strand. You're the culprit. Got him. Beautiful star! Got it. I missed the dance, I'm sorry. He's still in shock! His dreams fell to pieces. Oh my... I like how chummy she is with him. They're friends. But he's like not able to process the fact that his dream fell to pieces because it wasn't that big of a deal. What will Makima say to this? I am afraid of that. I touched boobs, I didn't feel like it. I am afraid of what Makima will say or do here. Mm-hmm.
どれくらい？手のひらは冷たい？耳の形は？
Bro.
指を噛まれたことはある？覚えて。デンジ君の目が見えなくなってもわかるくらいに。
Bro, she's got him.
覚えて。
She's fucking got him. This man's gonna go to the ends of the earth for this lady, who's a walking red flag. Yeah? Yeah. I'm not surprised. Are you having a heart attack?
デンジ君、お願いがあるんだけど。
Yes? Uh-huh. Bro, she's fucking got him.
銃の悪魔を倒してほしいの。
The gun devil. That has to be a really strong devil. It appeared in America 13 years ago.
もしもデンジ君が銃の悪魔を殺せたら、
I'll ride your
私が
dick.
君の願い事、何でも一つ叶えて。
That might as well be what she said.
マキマさんが願い事何でも一つ叶えてあげるっつうことですか？何でもって例えば
何でもだよ。悪魔対策に世界中が銃で儲けようとしてた時期に、銃を使った事件や内戦が増え、
Oh, we're learning lore about the world.
前よりも怖がられるようになったあたりかな。
And then the gun devil is incredibly powerful.
銃を使った大きなテロが起こったの。
Yes.
その日に銃の悪魔が現れた。
Oh, okay.
海の家族は外でキャッチボールしてよ。
Is this Aki's family? That looks like him. Is this Aki's family? It looks like him.
ついてくんなよ。
And now they're playing together. Oh, boy, I'm afraid. If this is Aki's family, they're all gonna fucking die. Which I really want to see, but also, you'd be fucked up.
家からグローブ取ってこい。
Go grab a globe. They're splitting. Mm-hmm.
だいたい5分弱で120万人を殺した後、
Whoa. Whoa, that was the gun devil? What the fuck was
全ての
that?
悪魔が
Did she say 1.2 million, by the way? I didn't process that. I was like blown away by what happened.
弱くするために銃所持の基本厳罰化、
Gun
事
control,
件災害などの報道
along
が
with
規制
increased
されるようになった。
censorship and what I said previous week actually is true. You can control it. 1 or 2 weeks ago, actually, I don't remember. But yeah, you could theoretically control how powerful a devil is or isn't.
悪魔の肉片
There are pieces of the
移
gun
動
devil we
速度が速すぎ
collected.
て体が少し焦げ落ちたみたい。肉片を食べると、
Oh.
銃の悪魔の力で
Whoa, really?
肉片がある程度の大きさになれば元の体の場所に戻ろうとするみたい。
Oh.
銃の悪魔にたどり
We
着
need to build a gun devil magnet.
ローの肉片食べてたか。
This is really cool.
食べ
It's like finding the Dragon Balls or something, but it's pieces of a gun devil. It's like a video game, right? You're trying to find the quest items to summon the final boss. Yeah, that was him. I could tell. I like that I can tell exactly who Power is based on the sneakers. Oh, the crew!
出動させます。
Hell yeah. I like the chick with the eye patch. God, I forgot her name. Himeno?
お前ら敬語はどうした？
Ooh.
何の得もねえのに誰がてめえに敬語使うかよ。早川先輩。
They're like dogs! They're dogs! Oh my god.
朝のあれのせいだな。
あのいたずらはさすがにまずかったな。
What did you do this morning?
カズラレベルじゃねえ。
What did you do this morning? I want to see this.
今回の悪魔を倒した人にはなんと私がほっぺにキスしてあげます。
I really like her. She has a great personality.
お前の乙女がそんな身だらな。
Oh my god.
ご褒美あった方がやる気出るでしょ。
That's lewd. A kiss on the cheek. That's too lewd. And he's like, oh my god, I'm motivated. I haven't felt the touch of a woman in at least 2 hours.
俺は初めての銃は誰にするか決めてんだ。
Oh!
銃の悪魔をぶっ殺すまでキスはしねえ。
Oh my god.
はあ。
Hey, he's determined.
エッチなことは理解し合った人間
When
同
it's
士
with two people who
でするから
get each other.
へえ。
Ooh.
悪魔を倒したらベロ入れたキスしてあげる。
He's losing it now. And this man is losing it too. He's like, how dare she? Oh my god. What's your take on the rookie?
荒井くんは実力不足だけどやる気は十分。
Arai's no super competent. Kubani's got the move, but she's really timid.
生き残れると思う。
I love this serious moment.
こいつは強いなと思ったやつもそうでないやつも
答えになってないな。
It's not.
アキくんは死なないでね。
I like how serious they get. I love this character Himeno. She's great. I love her very much. Oh, dude, look at this. Look at this cemetery. Oh! Ooh, this is how you met.
俺はアキよろしく
What happened to her? I think she just lost her eye because it's a bandage.
私のバディ、君で6人目。
Ooh,
全員死んでるの。使えない雑魚が全員死んだ。アキくんは死なないでね。
oof. No, I'm afraid. I don't want to see this guy just die and split.
来る。
Okay, get ready. Fucked up. Is that a fiend?
捕まえた。
Okay, might not be over though.
違う違う、私の力。
Yeah, what's your power set?
私は幽霊の悪魔と契約
The
した。
Ghost Devil.
私の右目を食べさせた代わりにゴーストの右手を使えるってわけ。透明で力持ちで便利でしょ。
That's really cool. I really like that.
ないですね
Oh, there's more.
わしがこいつを殺すと言ったらどうする？
武器を引っ込めな。
It's a ghost hand. I like that we could see it for like a second. So how long is the range of the ghost hand though? The Ghost Devil, that's cool.
もう少し静かに
We looped back. Oh shit, we're in the alleyway in Morio from JoJo Part 4. This is really cool. The entire building is a devil. Oh, this is really cool. Oh, he's back here. Yeah, we're trapped. Oh man, this is really cool. She's losing her mind. She's freaking the fuck out. Hey, new ending. Ooh, look at this art style. Horsey. So we're in the haunted house arc. Oh man, that got my sliced in half. Also, why was Himeno a centaur? He's so cool, actually. I'm seeing a lot of horses. Is this the horse devil? The abstract devil? Man, like, last week already I had a moment where I was like, wait, is the episode over? That felt really quick. This episode is exactly the same thing. I'm just like, man, that went by way too fast. But like, if I think about it, it's like, yeah, okay, the episode did have a lot of stuff happening in it. I was just so into this thing that was happening during the second half of the episode that I was like, damn, I want to see how it ends. But we don't get a resolution. It's kind of a two-parter. So next week, we'll see how this resolves. Okay, I'm excited. But this episode, we got to see a lot of like little bits of information that make the world and the characters feel like a lot better and more alive. We also got introduced to what might be the overarching storyline. Maybe. I'm not sure how important this is going to be, but it sounds pretty important, which is the Gun Devil. Okay, so we got two things that are the final goals here. The Gun Devil and fucking Makima. Like, literally, literally, that's the main motivation behind the main character, and the main goal of the show so far is I want to fuck Makima, and she already gave him the okay. So, okay, we'll see how this goes. Like, bro, like, okay, so this episode starts with, like, Hitachi powers his boobs. And the thing is that the first time he touches them, they're fake, and she was just playing. And then the second time he touches them, they're real. And then the third time he touches them, well, I think they're real, at least. And it's just like, yeah, okay, like, that's it. He just touched them. And then she was like, yeah, didn't that feel great? Let's go, my boobs are awesome. And then she just left, and he was just left standing there like, is that it? Which is is fantastic because I've said before, and this is something that's like very clear, that like Denji's dream is not a dream. Like, okay, it is. It was real to him, and he took it seriously, and that's completely awesome and understandable. But the thing is that he thought that it would be something greater than it was. So the fact that he finally accomplishes it on episode 5, and he's like, that said, it's such a great thing because it's like then he has this like weird like depression arc where he is like, well, like, is there a point to life, man? Because I touched boobs and it didn't feel that great. So now I'm wondering if there was even any point to like doing it at all, because I feel like almost chasing that high was better than just getting it. Like, my man touched boobs and immediately fell apart and had an existential crisis, which is kind of funny. But also I like it because it's like I said it like a couple episodes ago. I was under the impression that like maybe the way the show is gonna like go down is that like everyone's gonna fucking die and he's gonna be like, man, I'm really appreciating what actually matter now that I don't have it, which is like friends, because it's very clear that something that you would want to have is friends, because like what the fuck is the point, right? But Denji's just focusing on like the superficial, right, the material. However, in this episode, whenever he was having that scene with Makima, like before it went crazy, I was thinking to myself, when Makima asked him like what's gotten you bumped down, I was like, oh god, he's gonna tell her. And if he tells Makima, I was worried about what she was gonna do. And then she did exactly like what I thought she was gonna do, but like even worse, right? Because I was under the impression that she was gonna be like, oh, okay, touch mine. And then she was like, did that feel good? Do you want to feel something that feels better? And then she was gonna like manipulate him in that direction. She did more fucked up stuff. So what she did do, she did like impair like a lesson onto him, which was, you know, doing naughty stuff feels better with someone that you have a connection with. That's what you should focus on. So Denji, like later in the episode, he actually says like, I learned something new today, and he was like, he like felt proud about it, but also like that's like, dude, that's like next level manipulation. That's, bro, like, I can't put into words how like fucked up what Makima was doing was, but and like. So what she did is that she was like, okay, you have to like focus on feeling the other person and understanding them. And then they started doing this thing with their hands, which is inherently very intimate thing to do. And she was like, can you feel that? You want to feel how long their fingers are. You want to feel how cold their hands might be. You want to feel like, she started doing all these things. And then she was like, do you want to know what it feels for your finger to get bitten? And then she just like, don't forget that feeling. And he was like, I was like, my man's gonna fucking die. He's gonna have a heart attack. All the blood is rushing down to his pants and his heart is gonna fucking explode. Like, I was like, man. And then she put his hand on her chest and was like, hey, I want to ask a favor of you. Can you do something for me? And he was like, yes, sure. Yes, ma'am. What do you need? And it's like, I want you to kill the most powerful devil in existence. Can you do that for me, please? I think you can do it. And he's like, yep, I'll do it. Well, before he says, yep, I'll do it, she says, if you do that for me, I'll do literally anything you want. And then she was like, anything I want? Anything you want. Even say anything you want. And he was like, done, easy, done. I'm gonna kill the fuck out of that devil. I'm doing it. I don't care what it takes. I'm just gonna go and kill that gun devil. I don't give a fuck. It's like, oh my god. Like, I knew that she was gonna manipulate him using his dick, but like the extent of what happened was like way beyond what I could have imagined. It was like, oh my god. Like, that was like the horniest shit in the entire show. And it's entirely just how she's playing with him. And like, again, my man Denji is susceptible to these things. He's weak. He's young, he's a teenager, he doesn't have experience with anything. Of course you can manipulate him with stuff like this. That doesn't make him a terrible person. It just makes him someone who's a victim in the situation, man. But anyway, the horniest scene I've seen in a while, even though it didn't include any nudity, and the only like display of like anything like lewd happening was just like one hand and one boob. But like that wasn't the horniest part. The horniest part was like everything that was like the intimate shit, and like the way they focused on stuff and how they animated it. Like it was like so like this thing, and how she was looking at him. It was like, oh my god. Oh, my man's about to die. My man's about to go to the end of the world in order to get his dick wet by Makima, specifically. And like he says in this episode, like he's moved on, and this is like part of the manipulation, is that like Makima probably heard the fact that Denji was like, I touched boobs, but it didn't feel as good as I thought it would, and now I'm losing hope. And then Makima, I'm thinking that what Makima thought was not only an opportunity, but she thought like, whose boobs did he touch? He touched boobs that weren't mine. And that's not because she feels like jealous or whatever. It's just like, he went after someone else that wasn't me, which means that's taking away like influence that I have over my pawn. So then she's like, okay, I need to retake control. So then she's like, okay, Denji. And then she just starts doing everything that she did. And that's a way for her to retake control. She's retaining her influence on Denji. And now Denji is head over heels for her, because what she explains here is that like, you know, it's not about the material. It's not about just touching stuff. It's about whenever you do any acts like this, you have to do it with someone that you can connect with, someone that you're intimate with. And then she started being intimate with him, which means that the only person that Denji has now is Makima. So everything that he'll do is just for Makima instead of for like Power or whatever. Because Power was like, yeah, you do something for me, I'll let you touch my boobs, whatever, right? But Makima's like, no, we can't have that. Like, I have to be the only person that Denji can turn to in order to release his libido or whatever the fuck, right? Like, that's the wavelength of manipulation we're at here. But anyway, that's fucked up. Let's talk about the Gun Devil. So, how many people did she say? Did she say 1.2 million? 1.2 million people were killed in a little under 5 minutes. That's some Guilty Gear shit, man. So you don't get to see exactly, I mean, you get to see a lot, but not exactly how it went down. I'm looking at the scene again. So like, because the name is the Gun Devil, which is a little bit funny, not gonna lie, because I'm also imagining what a Gun Devil would look like. And I just imagine like a gun with like arms, like some Digimon shit. Like, give me a second. Digimon that's just a gun. I forgot the name of it. No, not Gundramon. Deputymon, that's the one. Don't you ever hate whenever you want to save a picture and it's a fucking WebP instead of a PNG? Look at this guy. This is the Gun Devil. Straight from Digimon. This is what I imagined the Gun Devil to be. Look at this fun little guy. Yeah. This is what I imagined the Gun Devil to be. So I think it's a fun concept. I like the idea of a Gun Devil. It's funny. But okay, the effect that he caused was terrifying, and we got to see it. So what I imagine it did is that it probably shot something, either a bullet or just like a force wave or something. It just shot, right? It's a gun, so it shoots. And you can see the trajectory of the bullet a little bit, because what you see in the episode is like, you see a city and you see that there's just a giant just path of complete destruction and nothing in it. So, and the other thing that we know is that it wasn't like a beam of energy or something. It was like force, because you see how it happened from Aki's perspective. And I like that we're tying Aki into this. And I like that we're like making Aki's story more personal to the Gun Devil storyline now, because so Aki said when we met him in episode 2, just like he has such a like hatred for devils and stuff that because he watched his entire family get killed in front of him. I was like, okay, that's probably fucked up. We'll get to see it at some point. We got to see it here. And what's interesting about this is that it wasn't like a gory death. It wasn't like a devil got into his house and just murdered his entire family in front of him and he got to watch them suffer. It was just like a catastrophe, like a natural disaster, like a fucking tornado just passed by and just killed everyone in front of him. He didn't even see them. He just saw the house just get blown away. Well, we could see like another flashback where he like goes and tries to find people in the debris and he just sees all the guts scattered. Like that would be fucked up. Hopefully we won't get to see that. I mean, actually I kind of do want to see that, but hopefully we won't see it because I care about my boy Aki's mental health and he's already not doing well enough considering he has the worst roommates ever. They apparently pulled a prank on him so bad this morning that like he hated them for it. But okay, Gun Devil apparently shoots like some kind of like shockwave or force or something that goes through shit. And I don't know for how long it traveled. It definitely went through an entire city. But also, if we are to believe that the same... Is it the same... Wait, give me a second. A major armed terrorist attack happened in America. That was the day the Gun Devil appeared. Okay, so I was thinking in my mind, maybe what we see in the TV is also part of the Gun Devil. Because I was thinking, maybe what we see in the TV is like the Gun Devil attacking. So that would mean that the Gun Devil actually fired 2 shots. But no, I think the Gun Devil only fired 1 shot. And if the Gun Devil only fired 1 shot, it means that it went through that entire city for God knows how much distance, and it hit Aki's family in like the middle of the mountains. Because like they're living in the middle of nowhere. Like you can see their house. They're like literally in the middle of nowhere. They're literally in the middle of the mountains. So like why? Like where does it come from? Also, why did wait. Hold on. It appeared in America 13 years ago, but nobody knows where it is now. I'm guessing Aki is Japanese because his name is Aki Hayakawa. If Aki's Japanese and that was a single shot and the Gun Devil appeared in America, it means that the bullet that it shot went through at least distance from America to Japan. The bullet that it shot went for at least 6,000 miles or 8,246 kilometers. At least. At the max, it probably wrapped the entire world around. That's a powerful devil. I mean, I'm guessing Aki is Japanese. Like, he has to be. His name is Aki Hayakawa. Unless he got, like, adopted or some shit. But, like, also just from, like, looking at where he lives. He looks like he lives in the middle of the mountains and somewhere snowy. So I'm just like, this could easily be Japan. It could also be, like, Canada or whatever. But I think it's Japan. And if that's the case, then... and Makima said specifically in this episode, the Gun Devil appeared in America. Later, she says that there was a terrorist attack in America, but earlier she said the devil appeared in America. She specifically says that. If the gun, I mean, that's also fitting because I was about to make a joke about like, why did the Gun Devil appear in Japan and not in America? And then I was like, wait, it did appear in America. And if that's the case, and if there was a singular bullet, which I think there was, that it actually doesn't fucking matter if it was a single bullet or not, because I don't think the Gun Devil traveled from Japan to America. Sorry, from America to Japan. So what that is making me think is that the Gun Devil just literally just had enough power to just blast like a force, like a shockwave. Like actually, by the time he got to Japan, maybe it was just force, but it could have been a bullet or some kind of like railgun or something, and it just lost power by the time he got to Japan. Like, bro, I don't know, because like, let me look at the scene where Aki's house gets blown away again. Yeah, it's just like wind. It's just like wind. It's just the wind. I'm framing it. It's literally just wind. Man, how did Aki not like fall due to the like strength of the wind and the shockwave? Like, how was he just standing still watching it happen? Like, he was so close. Anyway, so yes, the gun devil is a powerful devil. I have, like, I want to say I have no idea how we're gonna defeat him. Okay, Makima actually confirmed what I said, or at least confirmed that the world had the same thought that I had, which is, if what Makima said was true a couple episodes ago. She said if that apparently in this world, at least, it is believed that the devils, how powerful they are, is directly directly correlates to the amount of fear that people have for the specific item or concept that the devil is based on. Which, and my immediate reaction to that, my immediate thought before the episode was even over, I was like, that means that you could control it, right? Because I thought about like sharks and Jaws, because in real life, this is a real thing. Sharks aren't really scary. They're not really animals that go out there killing people, but people think that they do because of the movie Jaws, and that led to a bunch of like shark genocides and shit. Like, it's fucked up, but like, that's a real thing. So that means that you can absolutely manipulate people's amount of fear to something using media. Makima says here that after the gun devil appeared, the government has started regulating guns a lot in order to try to weaken the devil. Gun control got a lot more severe in an attempt to weaken the gun devil, along with increased censorship on the news. Yes, control media. I'm right. She proves me right. Okay, no, I don't know if it works, but I do know at least that I was in the exact same mindset that the people in this universe were. So that actually makes me very happy. I'm very happy that I got that right. I'm very happy that I was one step ahead of the game, man. Okay, so you can manipulate how scary something can be in order to manipulate the power levels of the devils. At least this is the belief. However, my other prediction, which is a very scary one, is that I said before that you could theoretically make people really afraid of chainsaws. And if you make people really afraid of chainsaws, Denji could theoretically get stronger if he follows the same rules as devils do. And if that is the case, I can see Makima being the kind of person that would do anything in order to make sure that that happens. Including, and I mean, you don't have to use Denji for this, but maybe she will, because it sounds very easy to do. And she could like orchestrate a situation where Denji just kills like a bunch of civilians live on TV. And then everyone is afraid of this Chainsaw Man, and then the Chainsaw Man becomes really strong, and that makes them able to fight the Gun Devil. Something like that. Because they also say the reason why the Gun Devil showed up and he was so powerful is not just because it's a gun, and that's like really scary, but also because, and we get a bit of a history lesson here, is the fact that when devils appeared, people just started going and getting guns, just trying to protect themselves, which led to an increased like rise of like crime and shit. Because, hey America, that's how that shit works. Guns do bad things. But because this led to an increase in crime and just riots and everything, it means that people started becoming more afraid of guns. And because people got more afraid of guns, the Gun Devil showed up and shot a fucking railgun that went halfway across the globe. And then they tried to tone down the guns a little bit. It only took like a literal like nuke in the form of a devil to show up in order to get people to finally be like, you know what, maybe we should control guns a little bit. Maybe we should do that a little bit. That's all it took. And you know what? That's realistic, actually. To America, that's actually very realistic. Alright, so continuing on the Gun Devil thing. Now we're collecting pieces. Oh, there's bullet pieces. God, I didn't even like parse that into my entire analysis just now. What did the Gun Devil shoot? Because if it shoots bullets, then let me read about the pieces again. It's so fast, pieces of it are torn off just from moving. Wait, the devil itself is so fast that bullets just fucking fall off of it. And those, like, pieces of it fall off. And they maybe become bullets. Maybe they're not bullets, but when they fall off of him, they, like, shape into bullets through some, like, devil magic or whatever. So maybe they are not small bullets that it fires or are pieces of it. But she just said, it's so fast that pieces of it are torn off just from moving. Is the gun devil like the Flash and also Superman? Just what the fuck? Like, of course, sure. Like, the power escalation means that people are afraid of it. It means that it's really scary. It means that it's really powerful. But damn, that's fucking fast. Maybe it shoots itself, right? Like, maybe it's not so much the gun devil. It's like, it's the bullet devil, right? Or like the bullet is part of the gun devil, I guess. And so, yes, maybe the bullet is also part of it. Maybe once it fires, its consciousness is the bullet, and then it reappears wherever the bullet ends, right? Or something, I don't know. Anyway, pieces of it fall off and they kind of shape into bullets. I don't know if they are bullets or if they become shape of bullets, but like they like melt together. Yeah, they like melt together, I think. I'm gonna say the shape of them kind of doesn't matter too much. They become bullet shaped. But anyway, wait, is this a Junji Ito reference? I just realized I'm looking at this as this frame where Aki and Himeno just killed this fish. Is it a shark? Anyway, it's a fish of some type with like weird creepy legs on it. That's like a Junji Ito, actually. That's literally just a Junji Ito, so it could be a reference. Anyway, so now they're trying to find pieces of the gun devil that like apparently devils eat, because you get a power boost if you eat pieces of the gun devil, because the gun devil is so fucking powerful. Like, I like that because it gives this sense of like final boss energy. So now we're on this quest in order to get the pieces in order to summon the final boss. But also, you get more powerful if you eat like a piece of the final boss, which is also the item to summon it. That also means that like Denji could theoretically eat one of these bullets at one point and just go nuts, just go berserk. So that would be great if maybe it happens. It would be scary too, but we'll see. Okay, the best scene in the episode is whenever Denji and Power are just being shits, and Aki just turns around and like puts like a piece of gum to them and just doesn't say anything, and then both of them just go like, all right, senpai, I'm following you. What do you need me to do? It's like immediately both of them, they're just fucking dogs. It's so fucking good. I love the both of them. I love the fucking dynamic. Like, this fucking disgusting ass gobbling dog children and their tired dad that is just like, here's some fucking candy, just shut the fuck up. And they're like, done. Oh my god, I love them. I love them so much. Alright, so in terms of characters, we got to see a lot more of Aki's team, which I'm really happy about. I really like the character of Himeno. I really do. So first things first, I really liked her immediately because I saw that she had an eye patch, and also she has a hairstyle that I really like. But also just her personality. She seemed very carefree, and in this episode she showed that. But also, it's not so much that she's carefree as much as it is the fact that she's just tired and depressed, and she just puts up the carefree attitude, and she's just happy all around and around everyone. And then when she's alone, she's like, you're my sixth partner because every single one of my other partners died. So then you fucking die too. Don't be fucking useless. It's like, oh my god. But it's like, it's not that she's being mean. It's that she's just tired. And it's like, it's something I really like. I really like that in a character that has this like, and she's just so cool. And she has a really cool ability. She had made a deal with the ghost devil. And basically she gave away her right eye in order to use a ghost right hand, which means that, and I don't know what the range is, but she can basically just grab things with a ghost hand at a distance, or do anything with a ghost hand at a distance, because it's like no one can touch it, but you can touch other things. So that means that like she grabbed Power by the throat, but Power couldn't touch the hand, which means that there's like literally nothing she could have done in that situation other than just be strangled. So that's really cool. It's a really cool ability. I really like her personality a lot. We got to see a little bit of it when she was just in a fucking endless cemetery, which really looked like something out of Berserk. And she gets introduced to a new partner, which is Aki. And then she's like, you're gonna be my sex partner because everyone else got fucking killed. And it's this thing of like, oh yeah, you've been doing this for a long time. And also, you've seen a lot of shit. So, like, that definitely leaves a mark on someone who has been at this for a long time. And there's, like, multiple things that can do to a person and multiple directions you can take that with a character. So, what it did to her is that it made her into this version of herself that's, like, so much more easy to approach and, like, more fun. And, like, she seems to be more approachable and happy and carefree, but she's really not. I really like that scene where she's talking to Aki because you can see that she's like smiling constantly and she's just like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Hell yeah, I'll do it. You know? And even when they're talking about motivation with Denji, she's like, I'll kiss whoever defeats this devil in the cheek. Is that good enough motivation? And I fucking love that this guy, Arai, I have his name right here in the episode subtitle because otherwise I would have forgotten. But this guy, Arai, he's immediately like, that's too lewd. How could you do something like that? But later on, he has like a line of dialogue that says like, Himeno Senpai wouldn't do with like something like that with someone like you, something like that. So I'm just sitting here like, okay, it's not so much that you are prude. It's more that I think you might have a crush on Himeno Senpai yourself. So that could be an interesting place to go with this. But Denji replies with like, I learned something important today, and it's that stuff like that doesn't really feel good with someone that you're not close with. So I already set my sights on my first person who's gonna be my first kiss because it's someone that I care about and someone I want to connect with. And you are someone that I don't really know about, so I don't care about your kiss. And then she goes like, oh, I see, okay. What if I make it so the price to defeating this devil said I give you a kiss with tongue? And then he's immediately like, okay, I'm going. It's like, oh my god. But what's important is that later we get the scene where she's along with Aki while everyone else is just goofing off doing their own fucking stupid like crew stuff, just fucking around together. Aki and Himeno are having this moment where they're like, what do you think of the rookies? Like, do you think they're gonna die? Do you think they're gonna survive? Most people die or go private within a year. So do you think they're going to stick around? Do you think they're just going to immediately die? And they start having this very serious conversation where like and it's interesting because, and it's great because a character like Himeno, who's a character that's always like cheery, she's incredibly realistic. That's why she's cheery. You could say it's like a weird coping mechanism. I think it's more like a mask. Like she puts on this mask of someone that's always like happy and casual, but she's always thinking about like, yeah, y'all are gonna die probably. I could die today. But like she has come to terms with it on some level just because she has seen so much shit, which I love. I love this character so much. Like I'm really glad we're getting to see some of these characters and I'm starting to like fall in love with them because it like you see Denji and you really like Denji and it's like, okay, he's the main character. You see Power and you see Aki and it's like, okay, all of these seems like main cast, like characters that you're meant to like really follow and care about to a level and really like. Even Makima to a degree, even though like the character of Makima is really interesting because like I saw like I think it was a tweet of a cosplayer that did like a cosplay of Makima, like some kind of like horny cosplay of Makima. Like she did like a cosplay of Makima like a year ago or something. And then recently she quote retweeted herself in her cosplay. And her new tweet said something like, I just finished reading Chainsaw Man and I regret cosplaying this bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm just sitting here like, oh my god. Like I know Makima's a fucked up person and I know she's capable of fucked up things. And I've known this since the episode, like literally since the show began. Because like Makima is the kind of person that's like literally a walking red flag. So like immediately from minute one, you have to be like, you don't trust her. Like, don't get close to this bitch. She's gonna ruin your life. She's gonna ruin everyone's lives. She's gonna do some fucked up shit. But it's really interesting because I feel like there's a lot of people that might be into Makima because 1, they have a mama fetish, 2, they have a fandom fetish, or 3, they are like 16-year-olds who like are like kind of edgy and they just get horny, and that's kind of like the only way they process things. Kind of like Denji, really. But also just people that approach this show as like just consumable anime, I guess. Like, the reality is that modern anime is really more about like catering to an existing like fandom or audience in order to sell merchandise and DVDs and Blu-rays and shit, because that's where the money comes from, baby. Just selling waifus. You gotta get that paper. But Chainsaw Man really doesn't feel like that. Chainsaw Man really feels like almost like it can trick people into thinking that, because Chainsaw Man is so horny. But like, if you're paying attention to it, you're sitting here like, this is kind of fucked up. Like, this is not good. Like, and like if you buy like a horny figure of Makima, I'm just sitting here like yeah, they have to get that money, you know, like fucking Fujimoto has to get that bread, but also I feel like that's kind of missing the point here, because I don't think that's the point of Makima. But at the same time, I know that Fujimoto's fucking horny on main, so you know what? Sure, maybe he likes those figures too. And you know what? It's completely fine to like those figures. But at the same time, I feel like Makima fans are people that are just missing the point. That's the only people that would like a character like Makima. But also just people like fucked up characters. Like, that's the other thing. You can like a fucked up character. That's good. If you know this character's fucked up and you just continue to like them, that's completely fine with you. You know, like, liking messed up characters is fun. I mean, I like Power, and Power is just a fucking disgusting gremlin, so, you know what, sure. I guess what I'm saying is, don't fall for Makima's lies. Don't be Denji. Just don't do that. That's the only thing I'm asking of you. I've been talking for like 50 minutes now. What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, so Himeno says that Arai is not super competent, but makes it up in motivation. However, Koveni has the moves, but she's really timid. I really want to see these characters do something. I really want to see what they're up to. Because, like, we saw Himeno, we saw that she has the ghost hand, that's cool. We got to see Aki, and we saw that he has the cone fox. That's cool. We know what Power can do. We know what Denji can do. I want to see what these two dudes can do, Koveni and Arai. I mean, Arai is not very competent in a fight. That's something she said. But Koveni is apparently competent in a fight. So that's something I want to see. Prediction. I saw during the ED. So during the ED, I mean, there's like a lot of shit happening in the ED, right? Prediction. Arai is gonna like get sliced in half and die, because there's one shot in the ED where, yeah, maybe I paid too much attention to the ED just now. There's one shot during the ED where Arai is walking and it's like half of him, and then on the other side you see another half of him. And I just noticed while I was looking at that I don't know if this is a spoiler alert otherwise for like 30 seconds. In this shot during the ED, you see Arai in the background and he gets closer to the camera. It's in the background while you see Centaur Himeno. He gets close to the camera and then there's an explosion of blood. That's not a good thing. That's not a good sign from a man. I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's not a good sign for him. I'm really into whatever the fuck we're doing here, because like whatever's happening here, this is like a weird paranormal ghost story or something like that, like a haunted place. It reminded me of the Morio alleyway in JoJo Part 4 Demon is Unbreakable. Again, I compare everything to JoJo because it's my favorite show. But the fact that they went upstairs and then they arrived in the exact same floor with the exact same splash of blood, and then they went downstairs and it came from upstairs again, and it's like, okay, we're trapped in an enemy stand, and it's like, no, it's not an enemy stand, it's just a portal to hell. Well, in this situation, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, this could be really interesting if it was like a conceptual devil, right? It's like a conceptual fear that manifested itself into a devil. Like, I don't know what it would be. If it could be something more like something more tangential, it could be like a magician devil, like some dude who makes magic and then he can like do illusions and shit, but he's also a devil. Otherwise, this looks a lot like a conceptual devil, because, you know, like, how do you represent something like fear of heights? You know, how do you represent something like fear of abandonment? You know, stuff like that. Like, how do you represent that? Those are conceptual fears that are not something that's so tangible. So this, whatever the fuck is happening in this hotel, really feels more like something that's conceptual rather than like tangential and practical. And in this ED, I'm looking at this ED, and you see a lot of images of people being mirrored, rooms being upside down, people just walking through a lot of doors, and just a lot of like weird staircases go nowhere and just loop around. And you see a lot of horses too. Okay, maybe the horses matter. We'll see what the horses are, but right now I can't really give you anything. I don't know what the fuck the horses are about. Okay, there's a shot where there's a horse, a mechanical horse, a horse without a head. I think more importantly, well, at the very beginning there's also a horse. Just a straight up horse just running, I think. Yeah, in like a room that's upside down. There's a pony too, but there's a Himeno centaur. I'm pretty sure that's Himeno because of the hair. But she's a centaur. And maybe it's not so much a centaur, maybe she's representing like Sagittarius because she has a bow and arrow. I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm just not gonna bother analyzing this AD, dude. I really love this character of Himeno. The characters in the show are all fucking bangers. I like that we got to see Aki's backstory a little bit. And we got to learn about the Gun Devil, and we got to see the biggest example of like horny manipulation that Makima is doing on Denji, and oh man, it's working. Like, oh man, I'm afraid for my boy. Oh lord, it's happening. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Chainsaw Man. I think that's going to be it for today. See you guys next week for the next episodes. Don't forget to subscribe in order to see it as soon as it comes out. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for me. I'm just going to go now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye. Alright, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Chainsaw Man. If you would like to watch the next episode reaction, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the Patreon in the link in the description below in order to support the channel and get full episodes. Check out my social media, all sorts of fun stuff that I do. See you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.